Hello everyone, this is Gracie here. In this video, we will be discussing problem number 3.11. So a product passes through three processes A, B and C. The details of expenses incurred on three processes during the year 2003 were as under. Processes, so there are three processes which is A, B and C. Units introduced for process A is 10,000 units. Cost per unit is rupees 100. So then they have given us expenses like sundry materials, labor, direct expenses, selling price per unit of output for for all the three processes A, B and C. So then they have given a stating that management expenses during the year were rupees 80,000 and selling expenses were rupees 50,000. These are allocable, that is allotted to the processes. Actual output of the three process was A 9,300 units, B 5,400 units and C 2,100 units. 2/3 of the output of process A and 1/2 of the output of process B was passed on to the next process and the balance was sold. The entire output of process C was sold. So the normal loss of the three processes, process B was passed on the next process and the balance was sold. The entire output of process C was sold. The normal loss of the three processes calculated on the input of every process was process A 5%, process B 15%, process C 20%. The loss of process A was sold at rupees 2 per unit, that of process B at rupees 5 per unit and of process C at rupees 10 per unit. So prepare the three processes account and the profit and loss account. So they have asked us to prepare process account as well as profit and loss account. So let us get into the calculation. It is similar to the problem which you have solved in problem number 3.8. There they have given percentage, but here they have given the in fractions, that is 2/3 of the output as and one half of the output will be transferred from each process. So now we will start with your process A account. In your process A account, first we will take your number of units introduced. So how many units are introduced? 10,000 units introduced. At what cost? At rupees 100. So 10,000 into 100 will give you 10 lakh. So what are the other expenses? You have sundry materials 10,000, labor 30,000, direct expenses 60,000. So sundry expense 10,000, labor 30,000 and direct expense 6,000 is recorded. So apart from this, you don't have any other inputs which is coming into the process, but you have the outputs which is nothing but your normal loss and your actual output, or whether you're getting abnormal loss or whether you're getting abnormal gain is your next process to be next step to be calculated. So after your input, we will get into your output. So when you get into your output column, you need to check first whether you have any normal loss. So in this problem, they have stated in the problem that normal loss percentage is given, as well as they have stated actual output of the three processes was for A 9,300. Okay, how much is your normal loss percentage? The normal loss of the three process calculated on the input of every process was for process A it is 5%. So first we will write by normal loss. For A it is 5%. So on the input number of units introduced. So how much is the number of units introduced? Which is 10,000. So 10,000 into 5% will be 500 units. So 500. Next you need to check whether you have sale for this sale or how this normal loss recovered. You have the loss of process A was sold at rupees 10. So how much is your normal loss units? 500. So 500 into rupees 2 will give you 1,000. So your normal loss is recoverable. Next, you need to check whether you have any actual output of the process. Yes, they have stated actual output of the three process was for A it is 9,300 units. So by process B, as from process A will be transferring to process B's account, we will write by process B's account, which is transferred to process B from A, which is 9,300. So 9,300 units has been the actual output. So out of these 9,300 units, 2/3 of that of the output of process A and is and one half of the output of process B was passed on to the next process and the balance was sold. So from process A, how much has been transferred? From the actual output, they are stating where from 9300, 2/3 is transferred to the next process. So how much our actual output is 9300 into 2 divided by 3, which will give you 6200. So 6200 units is transferred to the next process, that is to process B. So by process B's account transferred 6200. So then what they have stated is, and the balance was sold. So the balance number of units were sold. So now out of 9300 units actual output, what you have got for process A minus 6200, which is transferred, which is 2/3 of 9300, you will be getting 6200, which is transferred to the next process. So now what is the balance? So 9300 minus 6200 will give you 3100. So this 3100 is sold as they have stated, and the balance was sold, which is stated in the question. So what is the balance you're getting? 3100. How did you get 3100? The actual output 9300, and 2/3 of this 9300 is 6200. So 9300 minus the 6200, which is transferred. So the balance is 3100, which is fully sold. So now we will find the cost per unit. We will find the cost per unit for this. Before that, we need to check whether we have got any abnormal loss or gain incurred. So the number of units introduced is 10,000 units. Your normal loss units is 10,000 minus 500, which will give you 9,500. Which is your denominator. So next is your total cost minus normal loss cost. So your total cost is how much? 10 lakh plus 10,000 plus 30,000 plus 6,000 will give you 10,46,000. So this is your total cost minus normal loss value. So how much is your normal loss value? Which is 1,000. So total cost minus normal loss value will give you 10,45,000 divided by total number of units introduced minus normal loss units. So that is your denominator. So how much is your units introduced? 10,000. What is your normal loss units? 500. So minus 500 will give you a denominator, which is 9,500. So the numerator 10,45,000 divided by denominator 9,500 will give you the cost per unit, which is rupees 110. So this cost per unit is applicable for both abnormal loss as well as the amount which is transferred to the next process, or any amount which has been sold outside. So now abnormal loss value per cost per unit. This cost per unit is applicable for the abnormal loss, for the amount to be for the units to be transferred to next process, as well as for any sale. So for cost of abnormal loss, what is your abnormal loss? How did you get your abnormal losses? The balancing unit. In your illustration 8, what we have solved, in that the units in your input and your output was tallying, but here your units here in your input is 10,000. So 10,000 minus normal loss units, which is 500, minus your process B, which you're getting 6,200, which will be transferred to process B. You're getting 6,200, minus number of units which is sold out with 3,100. So what are the balance you're getting? 200 units. So this balance where you're getting? In your output column. So when your input is more than your output, that means you're getting your abnormal loss. So this 200 is your abnormal loss, what you're getting. So 200 units is your abnormal loss. So for this 200 units abnormal loss, and for the amount to be transferred to next process, and for the amount which has been sold out, you need to find out the cost per unit. As you all know, what is the formula for cost per unit? Where total cost minus normal loss value divided by total number of units introduced minus normal loss units, which is shown here. As you calculate, you will get rupees 110. So now we will calculate the cost. So for cost of abnormal losses, how many units? 200 units at rupees 110. So at rupees 110, which will give you 22,000. Then transfer to process B. we are transferring 6200. So 6200 units 100 into 110 will give you 6,82,000. So 6,82,000 is accounted in process A's account. Then by as the goods are sold, we will be getting we will be recording it in your profit and loss. So sale, in your trading and profit and loss, we will be recording the sales in your credit side as buy sales. So it will be we will be recording it as two sales, so it will be as by profit and loss. You will be recording it in your profit and loss account. In your credit side, you will be in your trading and profit and loss account, in your credit side you will be recording it as two sales. So as it is two sales, there any sales, any income generated from the sales, we will be showing it as two sales. As it is two sales here, it will be by profit and loss in your process account. So by profit and loss, 3100 units is the balance which has been sold out. And for cost per unit, unit for this 3100 is 110. So 3100 into 110 will give you 3,41,000. So this is the balancing figure which is sold, which is transferred to your profit and loss account. So similar way we will be doing other processes. Now we will come again to process B's account. So the output of process A will be the input for process B. So what is the output for process A is, as we look into here, by process B account which is transferred is 6,200 and 6,82,000. So we are recording it here to process A's account. As we are receiving it from process A, here it will be to process A's account, 6,200 and 6,82,000. Next we will be recording all your expenses. So the expenses here are sundry materials, labor, direct expense, which is 15,000, 80,000 and 18,150. So we are recording it here, 15,000 sundry materials, labor 80,000, direct expenses 18,150. So your input is done. So we will get into your output. As a normal loss is given, normal loss is stated as 15% for process B. So you're on your inputs. So 6,200 is the number of units into 15%, which will give you 930. So 930 units is your normal loss. So 930, you need to check whether this normal loss is recovered. Yes, you have stated the loss of process A was sold at rupees 2 per unit. Then at rupees 5 per unit for B. That of B, it is 5 per unit. So 930 is your normal loss units into 5, which will give you 4,650. So after writing your normal loss, you need to check whether in the problem they are given any output for that particular process. For A it is 9,300, for B it is 5,400. So out of this 5,400, what they have stated in the adjustment is, they stated one half of the output of process B was passed to the next process. So how much? One half. One half is nothing, half 1 by 2. So now your next is by process C, which will be transferred to your process C is half the amount, and the balance will be sold out. So now what is your total? 6,200 units. So minus your normal loss, which is 930, you will be getting what is your actual output units for process B, which is given in the problem? 5,400 units. For B it is 5,400 units. From this output, half is transferred to next process, and the remaining is being sold out. So your actual output, which is given in the question, is 5,400. So 5,400 into 1 by 2 will give you 2,700. So this 2,700 is transferred to the next process. So to process C, 2,700. Then to profit and loss account, the balance. So out of 5,400 minus 2,700, the balance is 2,700, which will be sold out. So we will take it in your profit and loss account. So by profit and loss account, cost of goods sold, which is 2,700. So after doing so much, we need to check the number of units in your input and output to find out whether we are getting any difference. Any difference in your input, it will be as the difference, which is any difference in the balance in your input will be your abnormal gain. Any difference balance in your output will be your abnormal loss. So in your input you're getting 6,200. In your output, if you total 930 plus your amount, the units which is transferred to next process is 2700, and the number of units which is sold is plus 2700, you will be getting 6330. But in your input you're having only 6200. So 6330 output units minus 6200 input units, so the difference what you're getting is 130 units. So as the difference is in your input column, your output is more. So when your output is more than your input, you will be getting abnormal gain. So your input is less, your output is more. So what you have actually produced is more than what you have what you have introduced. So as it is more, you will be getting abnormal gain. So in your input column there is difference, it is 2 abnormal gain, which is 130 units. So you will calculate the cost per unit. So cost per unit formula, as you all know, the total cost minus normal loss value divided by normal loss unit, total number of units minus normal loss units. So as per the cost per unit, the total cost is 6,82,000 plus 15,000 plus 80,000 plus 18,150 will give you 7,95,150. Minus normal loss units, which is minus normal loss value is 4,650, divided by units introduced is 6,200 minus normal loss units 930. So we will be getting rupees 150. So 7,95,150 minus 4,650, you will be getting 7,90,500. So 7,90,500. So 6,200 minus 930, you will be getting 5,270. So 7,90,200 divided by 5,270, you will be getting rupees 150. So this is the cost per unit formula, which you can use for both for abnormal gain, for your amount to be transferred to the next process, as well as the amount which is sold for that particular process. So for process C, 2700 units. Okay, first we will go from abnormal gain. So to abnormal gain, the number of units is 130 units. So cost of abnormal gain 130 units at rupees 150. So at rupees 150, you've got from the calculation cost per unit. So 130 units into 150 will give you 19,500. So 130 into 150 will give you 19,500. Next you have process C, so which is 2,700. So 2,700 into 150 will give you 4,05,000. Next cost of goods sold is 2,700 units at rupees 150. So which will where you will be getting 4,50,000 is the total amount. So this is the cost per unit is 150, and based on the cost per unit, you can calculate abnormal gain, abnormal loss, the cost per the amount to be transferred to the next process, and also the amount which can be sold out from that process. So next process is process C. So the amount which is transferred to next process from process B is, number of units is 2,700 and the amount is 4,05,000. So let us go into your process C account. So in your process C account, so from process B we are taking 2,700 and 4,05,000. So 2 process B's account. From process B we are taking it, so we will be recording it in your input side. To process B's account 2,700 and we have 4,05,000 as your amount. Next we need to record all your expenses as per the question. To sundry materials, labor and direct expenses, which is 5,000, 65,000, 27,200, which is given as per the questionnaire, which is stated in the questionnaire as 5,000, 65,000 and 27,500. Next as it is stated here as 27,200, we will be recording it in your process C's account. So next is, after recording it your recording all your inputs, we will get into your output. First item in your output will be your normal loss. As per the question, they have stated the normal loss percentage for C is 20%. So a 20% on the input. So how much is your input units? 2700. So 2700 into 20%, you will get 540. So this is your units. So you need to check if they have given the cost for selling that scrap. So to sell that, they have stated for C it is at rupees 10 per unit. So C, the normal loss units for C process is 540 into 10 will give you 5400. Next they have stated, let us read here. Was passed to the next process and the balance was sold. So as the process C is the final amount, there is no certain fractions or a percentage which is given how much is to be transferred to process C, from process C, as it is the final process. They have just stated the entire output of process C was sold. So the entire item of process C was sold. So by profit and loss account, and output is given in the problem, which is for C it is actual output is 2100. So this 2100 is entirely sold, so we will be recording it as to by profit and loss account 2100. So now we have 2700 here in your input side, then we have 540 and 2100 in your output side. So now we need to check whether you're getting abnormal loss or abnormal gain. So 2700 in input, 540 plus 2100 will give you 2640. So 2640 is your amount here. So as it is 2640 here in your output, which is comparatively less than your input, so the balancing amount or the difference you will be getting in your output, so we will consider the difference as your abnormal loss. So how much is the difference? In your input it is 2700, in output you're getting 2640. So the difference balance is 2700 minus 2640, you will be getting 60 units. So abnormal loss 60 units. So for this and the balancing amount or the output, actual output, as per the question is 2100. So now we will be calculating the cost per unit for abnormal loss and for your for the amount for the units which are to be sold. So now the cost per unit formula is total cost minus normal loss value divided by total units introduced minus normal loss units. So your total cost is 4,05,000 plus 5,000 plus 65,000 plus 27,200 minus your normal loss value is 5,400. So 5,02,200 minus 5,400, you will be getting 4,96,800, which is your numerator, divided by total units introduced minus normal loss units. So total units introduced is 2,700 minus normal loss units introduced is 540, where you will be getting 2,160. So numerator divided by denominator. So numerator 4,96,800 divided by the denominator 2,160, which will give you 230 rupees. So 230 rupees will be useful for finding out your abnormal loss cost, that is abnormal loss value. So 60 into 230 will give you 13,800. Then cost of goods which is sold, the number of units is 2,100 into 230 will give you 4,83,000. So this is the sales what you're making in this particular process, and this is the last process. In your problem, if they have asked you to prepare abnormal loss account, abnormal gain account, and prepare profit and loss account, you need to prepare your and they have asked you to prepare profit and loss account, you need to prepare your abnormal gain and abnormal loss account. As here in this process, if you are getting everything as abnormal gain, fine, but when you are getting as abnormal loss, abnormal gain, and there are many processes, you need to prepare abnormal loss account and abnormal gain account to know the balancing amount. So let us prepare your abnormal loss account in this problem. Particulars, abnormal loss account, particulars units rupees, particulars units and rupees. So you need to check where and in which process you have abnormal loss. So we will check one by one. In process A you have abnormal loss. In process A, yes, you have abnormal loss. In process B, you have abnormal gain. In process C, you have abnormal loss. So in process A and process C, you have abnormal loss. So we will record it here as to process A, abnormal loss is 200 units, and for process C, abnormal loss is 60 units. So the amount is also there in those processes. So we will be taking for process A, amount is 22,000, and for process C is 13,800. Next, by sale of process is loss. So this loss can be recovered by the normal loss sale value. So as I have taught how to prepare this abnormal loss in your previous videos, please go through that so you will understand how to calculate this. So any abnormal loss, it can be recovered by the cost per unit. If it is recovered by the cost which is used for selling the normal loss units. So now your 200 and 260 will give you 260 is your abnormal loss from these two processes. As per the per unit value by selling the normal loss for process A is rupees 2. For process A it is rupees 2. So now 200 into rupees 2, 200 into for process A the loss is 200. So 200 into 2, you will be getting 400. So the total amount which you have sold is at rupees 2 is 400. Then for by sale of process C's loss, so process C is the number of units, abnormal loss is 60 units. For process C, the amount is as per the question is the loss of A was sold at rupees 2 and B at rupees 5. For C it is rupees 10. So as it is rupees 10, for C it is 10. How many units? 60 units into 10 will give you 600. So now the total of 35,800 minus the recoverable amount 400 minus 600 will give you the balance 34,800, which will be transferred to your profit and loss account. Next, we will prepare your abnormal gain account. Only in process B you have got abnormal gain. There in process B it is 2 abnormal gain. So here it will be by process B. So what is the abnormal gain amount in process B? It is 130 is the units and 19,500 is the amount. So 130 units, 19,500. So this can also be adjustable shortfall in the normal loss. So it is the profit what you're getting. So if you adjust that amount, what will be transferred to your profit and loss, or how much will be set up to your profit and loss. So here in B the cost per unit is rupees, normal loss recoverable amount is rupees 5 for B. So as you read here, the loss of process A was sold at rupees 2 and for B it is 5 per unit. If it is a loss, it will be recoverable. As it is a profit, it is unexpected and we are getting a gain, and that amount to be adjusted in your profit and loss is rupees 5. So 130 units into 5 will give you 650. So that is to normal loss. So that will set up your normal loss. So which will be transferred to your normal loss. So any abnormal gain what you're getting will be the gain which will be recovered from your normal loss cost would be set up to your normal loss account. So 130 into rupees 5 will give you 650. So this will be adjustable in your normal loss. So 80, the balance is 18,850. So this is your total how you prepare your abnormal gain account. Next, they have asked us to prepare profit and loss account. In the previous problems, what we have done, we have prepared profit and loss statement. As they have asked statement, it is different format. When it is an account, it is always in your debit and credit format. So they have asked us account. So we have debit entry and credit entry here. So in your debit side, we will take all the as we have got the profits or the sale we have sold in all the three processes, we know what is the amount what we have sold. So we will record it in your profit and loss account. So now from process A, what is your amount which has been transferred to profit and loss? So from your process A, by profit and loss, so which is 3,100 and 3,41,000. So we will be recording it here as to process A account 3,100 and 3,41,000. 3,100 and 3,41,000 from process A. So now for process B, it is we have got 2,700, 4,05,000 as by profit and loss. So it will be to process B 2,700 and 4,05,000. Next to process C, we have by profit and loss 2,100 and 4,83,000. So it will be to process C 2,100 and 4,83,000. So after this, we have other expenses which is stated in the problem, which they have stated here. Management expenses during the year were 80,000. Selling expenses were rupees 50,000. So this management expenses and selling expenses will be coming after manufacturing the product when it is ready to sell, when it moves out of the warehouse. So till now, what the process A, process B are all the expenses what we have recorded will be the trading expenses which is incurred for producing the product. This management expense and selling expenses is the expense which is incurred once a product is fully manufactured. So we will be considering these expenses always in your profit and loss statement or your account. So we will be considering management expense 80,000 and selling expenses 50,000. So here two management expenses 80,000, two selling expenses 50,000. So next we will be recording any losses which has been incurred. So losses in the sense only abnormal loss. So what is your loss incurred in, from which process you have incurred loss, or the total loss what you have incurred as you have prepared your abnormal loss account. The difference which you have transferred to profit and loss account will be taken in your profit and loss account. So if you look into your abnormal loss, after deducting or setting up the resale value, you have a certain amount which has been transferred to your profit and loss as a loss, which is 34,800. So here it is by profit and loss. So here we will record in your profit and loss account as to abnormal loss 34,800. So these are your sale or these are your costs and your expenses what you have incurred, that is your cost and your expenses and your loss what you have incurred. So now in your question they have clearly stated selling price per unit for each process they have given, which is 120, 165, and for C it is 250. So as we are preparing profit and loss, in each process you have calculated the cost per unit, and according to the cost you have prepared the process account. So now the cost which you have prepared in your process account will be different from the cost selling price. Selling price will always have a profit percentage in it. So that is why we prepare profit and loss statement or account to know what is the profit at which we are exactly selling. So process A is exactly sold at 120 rupees per unit. So 120 rupees per unit by sales, process A's output at rupees 120. So what is the sales number of units what they are selling? 3,100. So based on 3,100, this is the cost price, multiplying the cost price you get 3,41,000, but here they have sold it for rupees 120. So let us find out what is the exact sale what they have made. So which is sold at 120, so 3,100 into 120 will give you 3,72,000. So you can look here, actually there is more profit what is made by process A, where according to the cost, the actual cost what they have got for the product is 3,41,000, but after adding profit to the sale value, that is for the sale per unit, they have got 3,72,000. So for process B, the process B's output units is sold at rupees 165. So what is the units which you are selling from output B? Process B is 2,700. So 2,700 into 165. So this 165 is there in the question. B selling price per unit of output is 165. So 165 will give you 4,45,000. But according to the cost per unit in the process, you get 4,05,000. According to this selling price 165, you get 4,45,000 or 45,500. So you can find the difference, almost 40,500 difference. Next, by sales for process C, which is sold at rupees 250, so which is sold at rupees 250. So 2,100 into 250 will give you 5,25,000. So the cost per unit when we calculated process C was 230, but here it is 250. So 20 rupees difference in the cost per unit. So when it is 230, we got 4,83,000. When it is 250, we are getting 5,25,000. So now next we need to check whether we have any gain. Yes, you have prepared abnormal gain, you have set up the normal loss shortfall, and you have the profit which is transferred to abnormal gain account, which is 18,850. So we will record that here, which is by abnormal gain account 18,850. So now we will check whether we have got loss or profit. So the total of your debit items is 3,41,000 plus 4,05,000 plus 4,83,000 plus 80,000, which is your management expenses, plus selling expenses 15,000 plus abnormal loss, which is 34,800. You will be getting 13,93,800. So this is your total of your debit side. So your total of your credit side will be 3,72,000 from the sale of process A plus 4,45,500 from the sale of process B. 5,25,000 from the sale of process C will give you 13,42,000. I'm sorry, plus abnormal gain 18,850 will give you 13,61,350. Whereas in your debit side it was 13,93,800. So your debit is more than your credit, so the difference value is in your credit side. So when the difference is in the credit side, it is obviously a loss. So how much is the loss? So 13,93,800 minus the credit amount, what you're getting is 13,61,350 will give you 32,450. So that is your net loss, as the difference is in your credit side, so the difference amount is your net loss, which is 32,450. So this is the end of the problem 3.11. So thank you everyone.